Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and once more to Monique, my turbocharged Mk1 Mazda MX-5 or Eunos Roadster if you want to be pedantic. Now what am I doing in this video? Well, as you can tell by the title, I'm fitting Droplinks to the rear. Why? Good question, I'm glad you asked. So, notice this rattling noise coming from the offside rear, driver's side rear. And I'm pretty sure the culprit is the offside rear drop link. So what can you expect from today's video? Well, you can watch me fit the rear drop links and hopefully cure the rattling noise. Speaking of which, I'm going to cut to a clip where I mounted a GoPro on the suspension arm and hopefully you can hear the rattling noise. If that clip is no good in the edit, then I'll just show you something else instead. Right, anyway, let's get her jacked up and get the tools out. I'm going to cut to a voiceover to let you know which tools you're going to need for this job. There isn't actually much you'll need for this job, and even if your tool collection is somewhat basic, you should be fine. Of course, you'll need a jack and axle stands for safety. You will also need a 14mm spanner, a ratchet with a 14mm socket, extensions are also useful, and a torque wrench. I would also recommend penetrating oil to make your life easier, as well as an impact gun, which again will make your life easier, and a wire brush or a wire wheel drill bit attachment to help to clean up the bolts. For reference, the parts I'm using in this video are made by Delphi, and the part number is TC1180. So that's T for Tango, C for Charlie, 1180. So I've taken the offside rear wheel off just to give you guys a little bit of a better access in regards to seeing the problem. In my right hand I have my pry bar of truth. There we go. And if I slip it under the bottom part of the drop link and give it a wiggle, you'll see there's a fair bit of movement there. Now, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure there shouldn't be that much there. I did compare it to the Nearside. In fact, I'll probably shoehorn a bit of footage in a few moments to give you a comparison, but there's definitely more movement in that drop link compared to the opposing side. In case you're wondering what I use in regards to penetrating oils, this is what I normally go for. This is a BG Enforce. I'm not being paid to say this isn't a sponsored ad, but I've used this a few times and so far it's worked wonders. So take the protective cap off. Is it weird I like the smell of this? Probably is, but that makes me a proper car guy, doesn't it? Oh. Right, don't throw away these bolts and nuts because you will be reusing them. Okay. Yes. There we go. Right, Nearside rear drop link removed. I've cleaned up the bolts, so got some bit of the corrosion off them. Before I put them back in, just gonna put a bit of grease on them. So it should help to stop them seizing. The torque setting is 50 Newton meters, 50 according to the Haynes manual, so that's what we'll go with. So access, there we go. There we go, lovely. Now that I've had a bit more time to inspect it thoroughly, one thing I didn't spot when I checked it the other week was just that movement there. That's more than I was expecting. So I think both of these bushes are knackered. Yes, that is a technical term, but I think the bottom one is more the problem than the top one. But either way, I'm confident this is the problem and it needs replacing. You may have spotted my my Ghetto GoPro setup of so that's a magnetic crocodile clip. Well, it's not called a crocodile clip, but that's what I'm calling it, which is cable tied to the lower suspension arm. But did it work? Yes. So there we are. Oh, cool. Oh, you were a stubborn customer. So now that my happiness bolt should come out with no real further issues apart from it being a bit stubborn, I am happy to get some power on it. Yeah, take that, you bastard. So all this time I thought it was the bottom bushing that was causing the biggest amount of issue, and whilst you can kind of move the bush a bit with your hand, it's actually the top bush. If you see, look, you see how it's starting to separate at the top? Yeah, it shouldn't do that. See the amount of movement in that bush? Oh, look at that. So I thought it was this part of the Droplink causing the problem, the bottom part, but in fact, look at that. For comparison, this is obviously the old one. If I present you with a new one, you can see it's completely rigid. I can't move any part of that bushing. There's no flex, there's no give to it at all. So yeah, that's an example of a good Droplink, obviously because it's brand new and out of focus. Oh, there we go. That one's torqued. There we go. Hopefully, mission accomplished, but there's one way to find out for sure. That's another road test. Although the noise isn't as obvious in this footage, the noise was still there, meaning the issue hadn't been rectified. As much as this was disappointing, I wasn't too frustrated as the Droplinks didn't cost too much and I'd argue they needed replacing anyway. After further investigation, I believe it was actually the offside rear brake pads causing the issue. The fitting kit was worn and was allowing the brake pads to rattle around and move more than they should have done. I have since replaced the pad fitting kit and so far I think the problem is fixed, so mission accomplished. Anyway guys, if you found this video helpful or useful, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.